Welcome back, everyone. Thank you to Nige for the last hour. Tony's with me. I think you can probably guess, can't you, what we're going to do?
We have had some good shows.
We've had some great shows.
Yeah, we have.
And I've got some great news for you. I'll tell you that one in a minute. But we've still got the we've still got the glass mat in stock.
Oh.
We've managed to persuade her. We've managed to persuade her
Don't talk
to give
about
us some more.
The glass mat's still in stock.
Ah, well, you see, passionate about my glass mat. We'll come to that a little bit later on. First of all, there's the details. They put it up for me. Yes. That is the best glass mat you'll ever buy. Why? Because it's white, it's A3, and it's magnetised.
You never told me you were going to talk about it.
I didn't get the chance to launch it, so I'm trying to get all of that time back right now. Okay? You need this mat, everyone, seriously, and we'll talk about it a bit more later on. I'm going to talk very quickly about the Weekender. Now, 60% of the Weekender has gone, and we've still got 2 shows to go, this one and one tomorrow. It was a global launch last night of the new Quattro D system, which Toni elegantly and eloquently demonstrated on the glass mat. 834680 is his item number. It is the next in the collection. These are number 9 and number 10.
Yep.
And you have the cake and the perfume bottle. This system is unbeatable. It's phenomenal. And if you haven't seen it, stay tuned. If you know what it is, get yours while you can before they sell out. And before we talk to Toni about it, we started last show with a happy hour that sold out in 2.5 minutes.
And
I've got another one for you.
Not so much of this one, but the other one, like, wow, but yeah.
No, this is still an amazing price because you're going to save £8, £9 actually if you're in the club. This is the Thirsty Brush A5 swirl cover plate.
This is awesome, you know, because the centre plate cuts the detail in the card and leaves in the card. Then you get an outline die that takes it out of the card. Then you get a matte and layer die, and it's a full A5 piece of metal for £9.
I know.
It's just amazing.
But the thing is, I don't want you to pop this in your basket and think, oh, you know what, I'll go and have a look what else is on the show, maybe add up my basket. If you put this in your basket, you need to check it out straight away, folks, because they fly out of the door, these happy hours. So, told you about that one. Now, it is a happy hour for that only, so the clock was there on the screen. You've got till the end of the hour. 5 minutes, I reckon, and it'll be gone.
Yeah, probably.
Right, let's talk about the Weekender, Toni.
Oh, let's talk about some awesomeness. So, the glass mat. Am I joking? So these are the fabulous Quattro D, and these are 2 decorative elements that are going to enable you to look absolutely fabulous with your card making and your craft. Okay, so normally we do our stamping and our die cutting, and then we've done stamp die cutting and stenciling. But the sort of game changer is adding that 3D embossing folder, and this is going to give you that shop bought finished. You can change the stamped element for a heat embossed, a hot foiled wows if you want to. The scope to create different embellishments in so many different ways is incredible. So you get 2 sets in this one. It's not a choice of, it's 2 sets. We get the amazing cake. So as you can see, you get your 3 layering stencils which give you the dimension. So if you are not a colourist, not interested in learning light and shade, the stencils are there to help you and guide you. Then we have the fabulous stamp. Now the stamp can be utilised on its own. You can stamp it, colour it, heat emboss it as you would any everyday stamp. We then have the fabulous outline die, which also has some coordinating words. I'll show you the words in a second on the board. And then once you've done all of those components and then die cut it through, you bob it in your 3D embossing folder, which can be used as an entity on its own. The emboss on its own, white cardstock, looks amazing, but all 4 combined is a game changer. So this one is your cake, and then moving along we have the Feel Good, which is your perfume bottle. Now we've only done, I think it's about 10 designs now. We've got 2 more on Tuesday, and they all work seamlessly together. We have timeless florals, we have cocktails, and now we have these. And the ones on Tuesday are fashion ones, so they're all going to work really well together. So same concept, your layering stencil system, your stamp, your dies, and your outline, and then that fabulous 3D embossing. Let's show you the lovely boards, because this sort of puts it into perspective exactly what you're getting, because although there is only 2 packets on there, the value is incredible what you're getting in there. So you're not getting a packet of layering stencils in a separate packet and embossing folder in a separate packet. It's all in one. Let me show you. So your stencil 1 on its own, stencil 2 on its own, stencil 3 on its own. Combined gives you this decorative detail here. Add the stamp. This is where it starts to get really creative with the flowers and the stand. And then when you use it with your embossing folder, this is where it's a game changer. This is where you poke those cards in store and you get that lovely detail. We have special and birthday dies, but this one is just the embossing folder and then some sparkle on top, which is giving me that lovely icing finish on there. It looks very much wedding card, but it could be birthday, celebratory in any way. And then we have this lovely one here, which is just the embossing folder, and I cut away some of the gold elements and stuck them on top to give me a playing card. So that's sort of your birthday, which is going to see it all year through. If you want to pop some poinsettias on the flowers, make them bright red, then you've got a Christmas cake too. And then we have the fabulous perfume bottle, which is going to work amazing with the cocktails. So again, stencil 1, stencil 2, stencil 3 combined is here with the stamp. And then you can see when you start to die cut, you have the 3D embossing folder on there. And then on this one, all I did here was run it through the embossing folder and paint it, because I love to paint my embossing folders. That's what we've done from day one, and it looks awesome. And then we've got some lovely sparkle on here to represent some perfume inside. And on this one, you get stamped sentiment and 3 die cuts with matte and layers. It's incredible.
It is. It's a brilliant system, and it can be used independently or obviously all together to make this incredible result. You will absolutely love what you can do with this. Now, obviously, we've been doing this is our third or fourth show.
Third.
So you may have seen it already. If you have, stay tuned, because there's demos coming your way. If you haven't, stay tuned, because once you see how this works, you'll realise that Toni describes this, it'll make you look the best, better than you could possibly be without them.
Yeah, and if you do use all 4 stages, you are really going to get that shot bot finish, which means you can put them in packets and sell them in packets if you want to. You can colour them, uncolour them, outline them, don't die cut them, emboss them. The scope is absolutely incredible. So if anybody has got Quatre D, do you want to email in?
Yeah.
We'll have a look at what they've made in the past. With any of our Quatre D, we've only done
We've had a lot of emails.
already.
I'll read some of the ones we've had out again later, but studio@creightoncraft.com if you want to be part of the show, even if you just want to say how great the system is, or you want to show us anything that you've made. We'd love to. It makes Toni's day when she sees things that you guys have made. Now, the happy hour, guess what? It's gone. Didn't think it would last, to be honest. It's been gone a couple of minutes. If you haven't checked yours out yet, make sure you do, but it has basically gone. We'll also remind you about the fantastic Weekender, which is proving so popular. And you just, oh yes, and let's talk about, 80% of the glass mat has gone.
Do you know, I just restocked these for a quick pick video, not for you, Martin.
Well, I did the quick pick video, and I was so grateful to be able to do it.
And now I've got a quick pick video and no stock.
Oh. Well, I tell you what, let's get the first demo done, and then we'll talk about the glass mat.
Okay.
How about that?
Right, let's talk about this fabulous perfume bottle. So let me show you. So I'm going to demo it as it shows, because I appreciate not everybody will have seen our other shows, but what I am going to do is the outline on the stamp will swap out for some embossing sparkly to show you it in a different effect. So if you have bought them, you're going to get some more inspiration. So you can sit tight and wait for them to arrive. So again, you've got your 4 stages down the side here, and on the back you have the QR code. The QR code is the most important thing on this packet. Do not decant.
Why, Toni?
Do not decant, because I know where you all live. This is so important in the sense that you have endless inspiration, ongoing inspiration until the day I retire, which is going to be a long time, because I love glitter and glue. So we are going to be creative together for a long time.
For those of you who don't know, hold up your camera phone to the QR code, and it will show a link on your screen. Click the link and it takes you to tutorial videos.
Yeah, and don't go on it if you've got housework to do or washing, because you will look up and it will be dark outside and kids will be looking at you saying, is it tea time?
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh. So let's show you how this concept works, because it works beautifully and it's so gorgeous, honestly. A game changer in the industry, in my opinion. So let's just show you. So I have a piece of white cardstock here, stencil number 1. Now, there are 4 hearts, okay? You can ink through the hearts if you want to and line each stencil up thereafter so you can see the hearts. I would say that you'll do it once and then you probably will skip that. I like to just line mine up in the corner of a card, and I like to use my mat here to hold it in place. Now, if you don't have magnets or tools to aid you with the stenciling, they're not a necessity. You can hold. We've been holding for years, okay? But if you have these little extra tools to help, then that's brilliant. So let's have some fun here. Let's get some colour. Shall we do a teal one? We haven't done any teals, have we? Let's change it up. We've done a pink, we've done a yellow and orange. Let's do some tealy colours, hey? So, Show Grip mat, as always, stop that awful squeak.
Talking of teal, did you try the tea bag I gave you?
No, actually, I haven't yet. I have had my lunch, and I've had a little cheeky cupcake because it's Yanis's birthday. But I will absolutely have my cup of tea. I put them in my bag, so...
Cool. Now, remember I said how much we love the glass mat? Well, the little rubber mat that Tony's got there is also incredible. And I'll tell you why. Because it holds your ink in place when you are stamping. It folds up into like a coaster size. It's extraordinary. You get two of them, a pink one and a grey one, for £16.18. Oh, our director, Taz, hasn't seen it. You better do a demo with it then.
Yeah.
It's an amazing mat, it really is. And you can also rest your paintbrushes in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's basically heat-resistant silicone, and it just stops this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you pop it on here, and then when you do it, it doesn't move at all. It's also got the grids in here to stop your pokey tools or your brushes from rolling all over. You can sit them in the recesses. You could put a cup of tea on it if you want to, but if you fold it up, it is actually like a mat as well, so it's sort of like stable. I'm not saying you'll never knock something over, but it is there as an aid if you need it. But it's because it's folded away as well. You've got a small footprint.
Yeah, you get two, one pink, one grey, and there they are, and they are just £17.98 or £16.19, I think, for club price. An absolute must-have. Nice little stocking filler to put away right now. Believe it or not, I can't believe I'm talking about Christmas presents, but maybe a birthday present or something like that. Or you think of it as a gift for a crafty friend, and you keep one for yourself and give the other one away.
Yeah, so I'm on to stencil number 2, and always make sure you can see your numbers, because if you don't, you'll end up with a back to front image. Okay, so you've still got glitter on here from earlier, but it's fine. So I'm just going to go the second layer, so I'm just going to add a little bit more colour on this second layer.
Are those magnets on a glass mat?
What are you on about? Never mind.
I can't believe those are magnets on a glass mat. Oh, that's because it's a magnetic glass mat.
I know.
I don't craft and I love it.
I don't craft and I love it. Oh.
There's the details, and it's white as well, so you can see exactly what colours you're working with.
I know.
It's A3 in size as well.
It's so cool.
And it's very limited. Well, it's close to being limited stock. Very close to being limited stock. So don't miss out on your mat. You'll never buy another one.
He's determined for it to go before
You'll
today.
never buy another one.
No, you actually won't. It's true. It's a workhorse. Once you've got one good one, don't mend something that's broken. So I'm just adding like a little bit of a heathery colour because Martin likes the darker element in the perfume. So I'm just showing you how it's quickly coming together there. So that's number 2. And then we'll bring in number 3. So again, make sure you can see the number on there. And then we just hold it in place wherever it needs to be held in place. So let's get some other colours here. So let's do our bottle in maybe a yellow. And then we have some green leaves, so let's do green.
Okay, the mat is officially limited stock. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad
so
you're getting
naughty.
yours.
You are so naughty. He is.
We've stolen the quick pick stock and nearly sold all of them, so you're the winners, the people at home, especially with our Flex Extravaganza event going on, because you can pop that in your basket and take 3 flexes on it straight away.
I can't believe you've sold all them mats.
You'll never
We've
need
waited
another
2 months to get these back in stock, and Martin shifts them in a day.
Well, I wasn't here for the launch, so I'm getting my own back.
Right. So as you can see, the sort of concept design is pretty much coming together. Now, I'm just going to dry this off because we're going to swap out that last layer. Oh, that's nice.
Yes, I know. Yeah, but you can't see that yet.
Oh, customers can't, can they?
No,
just me.
Only you can see that. That's called the preview monitor.
Oh, sorry.
And that's what's not going out on air.
Well,
you'll see it in a minute. There's a lovely picture from
it's very nice.
One of our viewers.
So I'm just drying this off to get rid of any moisture. And then I'm going to anti-static the area with my anti-static bag. And this is going to stop any of the ugly sort of embossing powder sticking everywhere where I don't want it to stick. So I'm just going to grab my Eureka.
I tell you what, I'm not going to say what an amazing product the Eureka is, okay?
Okay.
I won't do that in this hour. While we're waiting for the emails to come in.
So I'm just going to line the stamp up, and this is where it sort of like really starts to come together, and it's incredible, really. I just love Quatre D. It gives me a fuzzy tummy because I'm that pleased with how it's turned out, and I know that us as crafters we like anything that's going to make us look better than we actually are. So sticky ink pad.
Okay, it was limited. We're now at 97% of the glass mat gone. So if you want it, you need to get it straight away, and then I'll shut up about it because Toni won't have any more stock to sell anyway. Yes. If you'd like me to shut up about the glass mat, put it in your baskets as quickly as you can, and then we're all done and dusted. Never thought I'd say that.
What are we like? So I've just done it twice, so I've got some detail on there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some cardstock here, and I'm going to use a lovely sparkly powder. So you see me stamp it in black and things like that. Well, now we're going to change it up a little bit and get some sparkly outlines on these. And this is where, again, you get that elevation in design, and you get a little bit more than just an everyday card.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And you can do exactly the same thing I'm doing here with the cake.
Very nice.
So
indeed.
that looks like shop bought to me
That glitter,
already.
not embossing powder.
It's embossing powder, so
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to heat set it in a second.
Looks like glitter.
Yeah, it's
That good. I've got an email from Julie who said, I'm loving the shows. I ordered mine before the first show last night.
A
Well
lot
done,
of you
Julie.
did.
A lot of you did, yeah. Can't wait to receive it. Here's a card I made using the cocktail collection. There it is. This is what you were oohing and ahhing about a few moments ago. The mojito, the strawberry margarita, and the I can't remember what it was now, the other one.
The mojito, the strawberry daiquiri, strawberry mojito and the mojito. No,
strawberry margarita
and the mojito.
What was the orange one then?
And the other one was tequila sunrise.
That's it, tequila sunrise. There you go. Before Toni heats up the embossing powder, let's talk about those three that's in that picture there, because we've got them on the show. The mojito is the first one. There it is. If you think that you couldn't get that shading and that depth in that glass, you don't have to worry, because that's what these stencils do for you.
It's so cool.
They give you that, and then you could put a bit of glossy accents on the glass and make it look even more realistic. If you want the strawberry margarita, I can't show you it on the counter, but I do have a picture of it, and you can see that these are $35.99, $32 something for club members. So when you look at our weekender where they're both together, you know you're getting a brilliant price as well. The strawberry, it's last orders for the strawberry margarita. It's limited stock. Boom, boom.
What have you been eating?
539924 is its item number. Brilliant. I need a bell. Ding, 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 ding. Last orders, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we're going to do that embossing powder now.
Yeah, so get your gun hot as you possibly dare, and then the less time you spend on your card means less lumps and bumps, or as I would say, cockle, which is that awful. So just get your gun as hot as possible.
Here we go. Now again, we've said this many times, what you're seeing now actually gave birth to many crafting careers over the years. People tuning through and seeing this amazing alchemy happening before their own eyes, staying tuned, and before they knew where they were a fully fledged crafter.
Yeah, and this is the fabulous wow powders, which are also on the channel as well. I have a fabulous range as well, so you can catch these on the website. You know, totally inexpensive, great way to get sparkle on cards. So let's just show you this one here, look.
There we go, look at that. That's not going anywhere because it's
now
been
that
heat
looks like shop set.
It does, yeah.
So we've done those two elements. Now we can step it up even further. Look, check this out. So we get the die and we pop the die around, and this is where we're going to be able to create those 3D embellishments. Now you can do several of these, pop them in packs and sell them. You know, you'd have them to one side so when somebody comes to your store.
Oh, you've got it. I was showing Toni earlier how you could tear tape and then fold it over without having, very quickly, without losing the place where you'd started. And she's actually...
I do listen.
She was listening because she just did it. Good on you.
Right, so let's just run this one through. I told you I'll be showcasing it like it was my idea next week.
Yeah, yeah. You'll come up with some newfangled thing that does it for you.
So let's show you its die cut.
Okay, you'll be pleased and disappointed to know, Toni, that the glass mat is now sold out.
Oh.
I'm so pleased. I really genuinely am pleased. They'll have to hold off on the quick pick video I recorded this morning. That was a minute of my life I'll never get back. But the glass mat has now sold out. Well done if you got yours. Well done.
Honestly, so I go down in history that. Do you know what we were saying earlier though about people saying they'd ordered before the show? I know why people have done that, because normally I encourage people to wait till the live shows because of the extra discount sometimes that Create and Craft give you all, i.e. free postage or extra 10% off here and there. But when I was here last weekend for a new and exclusive, it sold out before I got to air.
Wow.
And customers were really annoyed with me.
I bet they
really
were,
annoyed because I'd said wait.
Yeah.
So I can see why we sold so many pre-coming, because people were like, that is not happening again. So yeah.
In the old days of shopping TV, you wouldn't even be able to buy it until the show went live.
Yeah.
But that's not the way it works these days because of the whole e-commerce side of the business as well now. In the old days, you only could order it by picking up the phone, and it was only live and at that price from the moment the show went live. But it's so much different these days. Yeah.
So when you come to put your embellishment into your card, there's only one way it'll go. Okay, look, you can see there that doesn't work. So I know I need to turn it around and pop it in here, look. So all you do is just take a second, a minute, as long as you need to take, and just line that embossing folder up with the detail on the stamp. You get a lovely 1mm bleed, so if you don't quite get it right, it's not the end of the world. And as I always say, crafting should not be stressful. Don't put yourself under undue stress. It's a piece of card. It can go in the bin. You know, just enjoy the process. That's why we create these lovely products, so we can have fun. So let's just run this through, and this is where sort of your game changer happens. This is where you get that touchy-feely card that we've all aspired to create, that you see in stores when we're leaving the stores, and sometimes we're buying a ticket to try and win money and things like that. You see them on the stands. So I'll show you the back.
Yeah, if you look at the back, you'll see the depth of embossing on there. Lean it forward for me, Tony. There you go. You see the depth of the embossing. Now, under TV camera conditions, and because of everything that's on the front of it, you don't really get to see that embossing, but it is so blatantly obvious to the naked eye.
It's so yummy. So yummy. So that's the perfume bottle, and you can do exactly the same concept with the cake as you have done with this perfume bottle. So swap out that black ink for maybe a sparkly ink, maybe if you've got a gold ink, a white ink on black card. I showed you earlier, unfortunately that sold out. But you know, the scope is incredible.
It is. Now, we're already over a third of the way through this show. We've still got loads to show you. Let me remind you, this is your weekender. There's one more show tomorrow at 5 p.m, I think, with Toni. And you get both of them. You get the cake and you get the perfume bottle. And it's such a brilliant deal. You can see the whole process. You get the 3-layering stencils, you get the stamp, then you get the die to cut it out with, and then the deep embossing folder to give it that final bit of texture. Absolutely brilliant. I know many of you love the Quattro D. We were deluged with emails last night from people saying what an amazing system it is. So thank you for that. Now, remember, you can add anything else on the show apart from the glass mat now into your basket if you want to. And of course, here at Create and Craft, we offer you capped postage. What that means is, it doesn't matter how many items you put in one basket, in one order, you'll only pay $3.95 postage. We scoured the world for two likely lads that could possibly explain that much better than I, and here they are.
You get the goodies, I'll get the door.
Okay.
Hello, Create and Craft Delivery.
Wow, this is the biggest order I've ever seen.
Haven't you heard? If you order anything from Create and Craft now, it's a cap P&P of $3.95 per order.
Cap P&P of only $3.95 for all of this?
Yes, it doesn't matter what you order or how many different items you buy.
What, even the really heavy stuff like this?
Yes, sewing machines, die-cutting machines, everything in the van.
Oh, there we go. That's the last of it.
I don't think they're at home. We'll have to come back later. I'll warm up the van.
Oh, hi! Fancy a cuppa?
Oh, yes, that'll be lovely. Chop, chop, Dan.
Order 2 or more items from Create and Craft and we'll cap your postage at just $3.95, no matter how many different items you buy. Shopping at Create and Craft just got even better.
There we go. Cap postage is there for you to take advantage of. Now, Toni is going to demonstrate the cake now. It's the same process, different image. Of course, it's Yanis's birthday today, so we could have made him a cake.
Yeah, we could have had a cake. So here is 2 that I've already done. So you can see from the back with the embossing. Can you see the embossing on those there at the back?
There isn't any on
they
that
haven't
one.
done this one yet. Can you see it on this one though here,
Yeah.
just here? So you can see the beautiful embossing on there. So this is the layered system, just in a pale pink, stamped, and then the embossing, exactly as you've just seen me do with the perfume bottle. But what I want to do with the cake this time is just show you some different ways that you can use it. So now you've all sort of got to grips with the system, I'm going to show you how we can start to change it up and make things a little bit different. So I have some gold card here and I have the cake outline die, so I'm just going to run this one through. So this is going to give me that wonderful outline. So think about your mirror boards and your reflective boards that you've got in your stash at home. You don't have to use the stencils every single time. You can change it up, remove one of the elements, include one of the elements, and just be creative. So I have my beautiful outline now. So if I bring in my embossing folder, and again, look, I've tried to line it up. Oh, it's not working. Why is it not working? It's because it's the other side. Oh, look at the state of it. What's happened there? What's happened there?
Got a bit of muck on it.
That's your fault, Martin.
Did you lend it to Leonie?
So all I'm going to do is ignore the muck, ladies and gents. That's my white ink pad from somewhere. But just line it up to the detail on the front of that embossing folder. Just take your time, take a second to get it right. And when you've got it in place, nip it shut with your hand, let go. Make sure you do it right, Tony.
What I should say is the cake on its own sold out early last night, and we had to restock it, which we did, and there are some of the cake on its own still available. Details are at the bottom of the screen. I still think it's better value to get both of them, because you'll only pay, what, $54.87 or something like that. $53.98, even better. But if you just wanted the cake or the perfume bottle, they are available. In fact, you can't get the perfume bottle now. That one has completely
I don't have
gone.
any more to give. I'm so sorry.
No, you still can get the cake on its own if you want.
Okay. The
Right.
numbers in my head are like, I've added
Yeah.
this, I've added that. Oh,
Yeah, going to keep you busy.
you are going to keep me busy. So let's show you it embossed here, look. So
There, now for the first time, you can see the embossing. Because it's not been coloured in, you can see how deep and clearly etched the embossing is. And
how beautiful is
the
that
dimension,
just as
yeah,
an embossing
yeah,
folder? It's
fantastic, yeah.
absolutely incredible. So this is just to show you the value. Those embossing folders are about £10 each. If I did that cake embossing folder, it would be £10 just for that, without all of the other elements that are going to elevate your craft. So let me just show you what I was thinking here. So I have one in white. Okay, so if you think about paper piecing, because that's a great craft in itself, isn't it? You could maybe cut away the pedestal of this cake, so we then have a lovely gold pedestal on our white cake.
Oh yeah.
So paper piecing is quite fun too. I know a lot of people like to paper piece. So then when you pop it on here, we now have a gold element holding our cake on there. Now I'm just going to tidy that up a little bit, Tony. And I'm going to stick that on because I quite like that. But to show you that both of the elements, although one be a cake and one be a perfume bottle, let's just stick this onto here, how they work so well together. So I'm just going to pop this onto the embossing folder base here, best I can. So now I look like I've got a gold, when I lean it forward you can see my cake is sat on a nice gold pedestal. It's really, really pretty. But then the beauty about it is, if you think about our perfume bottle here, so this is the one I did earlier with that gold sparkling. This is a beautiful flower in itself. So we could cut this away, which is what I've done. And I've been left with this one. So I've taken away the bottle and now I have a beautiful flower on its own. So I'm thinking instead of these tiny flowers on here, we should really go to town and put a big, outrageous flower on top of our cake. So I'm going to pop a quick card together. And what we'll do is we'll raise that huge flower on there. And because cakes, I think cakes are getting smaller, but the flowers that are on the cakes are getting bigger.
Right.
And I think that's all due to cost, maybe.
Yeah.
But I really like the smaller cakes with the really impactful, large
Just give me the cake.
flowers
I'm interested in the flower. Skip the flower, just make the cake bigger. That's what I say.
What would your filling be?
My filling, actually, just give me the marzipan.
Really?
Yeah, I'll just eat them. I like marzipan, yeah. My favourite cake would be sort of like a fruit cake. Not quite as rich as a Christmas cake, but with plenty of glacé cherries and you know, that sort of stuff in there. I'm getting the thumbs up around the studio as well. Nice, not too heavy, but plenty of fruit in it.
So now we have, like, if you just, that in a card in itself is like a shop bought card already. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take some pads and pop some pads behind this lovely flower. Now if you imagine this in gold embossed like we've just done, this really would be that expensive looking card that you maybe could charge 50p or a pound more maybe, because you've added those extra embellishments or, you know, added a touch more glamour to it.
I think I might be addicted to marzipan because my mom, when I was very small, as a on the side business, decorated wedding cakes with traditional basket icing, which is a lost art now, really.
Right.
I know there'll be people out there who still basket ice, but you don't see it so much. 3 tiers, absolutely by hand, basket iced, was just unbelievable to see. So of course I always used to eat the spare marzipan when she was trimming it off the cake, and that's probably why I love it. Marzipan fruits, yeah, I like those, yeah, but rather just a block of marzipan, really. Right. Not fattening, I believe.
Really?
Break it in half and the calories fall out, apparently, I've just been told. Brilliant idea, I'll try that one.
So I've just stuck a sentiment across there that says live a life of love, and then I'll show you the card. If I lean it forward, you'll be able to see the beautiful dimension. This really does look like that shop bought card.
It does. Yes, it does indeed.
See the embossing cake? Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully you'll be able to see that. Oh, no, there
It's
we
much
go.
clearer, yeah, it's much clearer out of studio lighting.
Yeah, it's just incredible. Now, these are the shop white on white cards that I absolutely love.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay, remember we are looking at your weekender. We're well over halfway through this show. I can't talk about the glass mat anymore, that's now gone. I can talk about the last collection of Quattro Ds, which was the Mojito, the Strawberry Margarita and the Tequila Sunrise. Sadly, Tequila Sunrise not available, but we do have Strawberry Margarita and the Mojito. Now, look at the shading on the drink in that glass, and you think, well, look at the shading in the drink on that glass. And you'll see how could you possibly do that unless you're a really clever colorist. You don't have to. The 3D stencils do the job for you. And you don't even have to be delicate with the ink. As long as you use 3 different shades, you've got it. It's done. But remember that you have the stamps then after the stencils, then you have the die, and then you have the embossing folder, all in this one system. So clever. And I don't think anybody else, I've not seen it anywhere else.
Yeah, there is another brand, the fabulous Altenew do it.
Oh yes, well they do that with stamps.
They do, but their system is a little bit different in the sense that you don't get one complete embellishment, you get several different things that you can build up. So it's quite unique in the sense that the outcome at the end is one complete puffy embellishment, but it's just a beautiful concept that I think crafters have been waiting for. Really have.
I agree, and that's why it's so popular. Now, I think they just told me that 75% of this one's gone as well. So we're going to do a demo with it, though, because it really deserves it when you see how the liquid turns out in the glass. And then, of course, think about using glossy accents, putting some glitter around the top of the glass, whatever it might be, or just making the ice cubes with glossy accents.
Of course, yeah, you could just leave it embossing folder with glossy accents on the ice cubes and just have an iced a glass of water.
A glass of water,
Or you can change the mojito element for iced tea.
Yes.
If people are not drinkers, you could change it out.
Yeah.
For the other one, you could do it as a hot chocolate.
Iced tea.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Oh, I know, it's got to be hot. Right, so let's show you this layering system. It's exactly the same, okay, ladies and gents. You get your packet, you get your 4 embellishments down the side, you get your total pieces, and again, the QR code on the back. So let's show you how it works. So again, make sure you've got number 1, make sure they are looking at you. And I'm going to do the traditional mojito because Martin's been talking about the light and shade all the way through the shows, and I want to show you that what he's saying is absolutely correct. I am not a colourist, but I am going to get this look with these stencils. So let's go light green first.
How about this for coincidence? So we've just come back off holiday from Florida, and one late afternoon we were in a restaurant, and an American couple that was sitting next table celebrating their wedding anniversary suddenly leaned over and said, hey G, you English? And we're like, yeah, pretty obvious we're English.
Yeah.
And the guy said, oh, we love England. I worked there for 2 years. I won't be able to pronounce it, but it was a place called Peterborough.
Ah!
And I was like, are you kidding me? And he said, and then we started naming the little villages around here and where we live, and they knew them really, really, really well.
Oh,
and
that is
they'd
so
lived
cool.
here for 2 years. What an absolute ridiculous coincidence that is.
Yeah. So, stencil number 1. Super easy. Look, you can see glasses coming together pretty much straight away. So let's just move stencil 1. Then number 2, look, follow the number system, pop it in the corner. Line it up, add your magnets if you need them, and then let's go a darker. So another colour here. So again, not too precious. Now if you've only got one colour green ink pad, you can use one colour, just start very light on your first layer and press on a little harder on every layer, and you will get this result if you've only got one.
So we'll soon be calling last orders on the mojito at this rate. 80% of this one has gone.
Oh
and don't
my
forget, there
gosh.
is another show tomorrow. I'm
Do you
not
know-
sure I'm doing it. I don't know who's doing it, but they're not going to have a lot to talk about, are they?
I don't know what's happened to me since January, but I have had the most amazing shows here at Create and Craft since January. Honestly, they're most amazing.
Those were all with me, weren't they? You've got
Honestly.
Nigel at 1 o'clock tomorrow and Yanis at 5. So there you go. You get a couple of different takes, because I've done all your shows so far, so you'll
Yep.
get a couple of different takes. They're bound to be very, very busy. 1 and 5 tomorrow.
So this is number 3. So I'm just maybe gonna let's stick with the same colour, hey, and just do it a little bit darker.
Okay.
So I have that sort of mint in the corner. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do with the mint. I'll do the green as well, but I'll just do it a little bit lighter. So if you remove a stencil and you're not quite happy, say for instance you do it and it's not quite as dark as you'd possibly liked, isn't it cool? As much as you'd liked, just add the stencil back on. I can bring back in number 2 if I want to. I can bring back in number 1 if I want to. There's simply no rules, okay? Yep. So let's get our stamps. Let's just tidy our station a little bit here. So we'll just get our Eureka. And then we'll just grab the stamp. And again, the stamp has the splats exactly like the strawberry margarita. And then all you do is line it up. And this is where it's sort of like, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I need them all. So then hold it in place. Obviously I've gone a little bit high there, so I'm losing a little bit of my straw, but I'm okay with that. So let's, so you can do them in sparkly inks. If you've got green embossing powders, that looks awesome. Black ink, whatever it may be. Let's just grab a black ink here. So I think you get the idea in relation to changing it up. And if you do this on black card with a white ink and then do your sparkles, you've got a totally different look.
If only you knew what went on in the background in Ari as well. We're trying to be professional out here, seriously.
So there you have your piece of artwork with all the splats incorporated. I'm not an artist, I didn't add the detail. So far, I think that is pretty incredible.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's pretty,
Absolutely
pretty
fantastic,
incredible.
right.
So then we need to get our outline die here. And then we'll add the outline die on. So it's, as you can see throughout the course of the last 3 shows, the sort of concept doesn't change. It's just down to you as a creator. What colour are you going to use? What medium are you going to use?
Yeah. And remember, you don't have to use all the elements in one go. You could just emboss it. You could just stamp it.
If you want to do a colouring session and stamp it all them out and maybe try and replicate that yourself if you want to learn.
Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Colour one and then sit with it and see if you can colour it by hand the same. Bet you can't.
I wouldn't try, it's too hard. So
A
I'll
lot
run
of
this
shading
one
there.
through.
A lot of shading.
And then now we have our 3D embellishment, but guess what? We're going to step it up and we're going to get those 3D ice cubes. So here we are. Look at that. So if you did a stack of 4 of them on like a shelf, a wooden shelf, or like if you have some paper that looks like wood, you could create a bar effect. You could do anything you wanted to, absolutely anything. 18th birthday, you know, there's just so much. So let's just grab the embossing folder.
Yeah, we said glossy accents. Yeah, drop a condensation on the glass. Maybe make the ice cubes glossy. The glass itself glossy. You know. There's
just so much you can do. Like add clear sparkle to the glass so it looks like it's got so it is fluid inside the glass. Oops, daisy. So take the time to just line it up. This is probably the most. It's not the most important, but do take the time because this is going to show you where your sort of ice cubes are 3D and things like that. Yep.
Yes, I guess you could turn it into a shaker.
Shaker card, of course you could. Just put your 3D foam around and add those sparkles inside the acetate window.
Have you done
There's not much you can't do.
Have you done a latte cup yet?
No.
That's on your list then. You need one of those see-through clear latte with the dome on, with the cream and the straw in the top. Latte cups.
You mean? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like an iced latte one, yeah.
Okay. Not saying out else. Moving on.
I think it looked great. You could get some great reflections. Oh.
Shush.
Okay. I've got a feeling you might have already thought of that.
Honestly, destroyed my shows over the last 3 days. And what did you say yesterday? You said something yesterday, and I said to you, "What are you doing?" And you went, "Well." I thought, when I said to you, I'm be doing a 2-hour hero thing, and you went, "Oh, that's a good idea." And I went, I'm saying it because we're already doing it.
Ah, okay.
Anyway. So look at that. So how gorgeous is that? You could add sparkle to it if you want to. I'll show you the embossing on the reverse so you can see those ice cubes. So you can see how it will look when it's puffed up to the front and you've got your sparkles on it. It's a good job we love each other, I'm telling you.
Right, folks, we are having another very, very busy hour. Thank you so much for being with us. Now, of course, this is a weekender. We also have one-day specials. We also have lots of other important launches that you can't afford to miss out on. Here's a reminder of them.
Look out for our big weekly promotions only at Create and Craft. Our one-day special, which is our special product of the day, launches every day at 6 p.m. New and exclusive launches Monday to Thursday at 4 p.m, where you will find products and offers not available anywhere else. And there's our pick of the week, which launches every Monday at 9 a.m. Taking you into the weekend is our Weekender, which launches every Friday night at 8 p.m. Create and Craft, bringing you 7 days of deals.
Well, I was here to tell you about the Weekender once more, but my producer just gave me a nugget of information that told me that a very small amount of the glass mats people didn't check out in time. They didn't check out in time, so the basket was automatically emptied back into stock. So guess what? If you're really, really quick, you can get your hands on that glass mat, the magnetic glass mat. Remember, the game-changing glass mat. What I think should be an award-winning glass mat. Seriously, you can get it. Details are on the bottom of the screen, but literally by the time I've said this, they probably will have gone into other people's baskets. Well done if you got it. Well done if you're going to go and try and get it right now. But we're going to have one more demo in just a minute, but before we do, we're going to talk about what the Weekender is for those latecomers. It's the new collection. It was a global launch last night. Nobody in the world had seen it apart from people watching this channel, of the new 2 new designs in the Quattro D collection from Toni. It's 834680. They call this the Celebrate collection. So you've got a cake to celebrate with, and of course everybody loves a bit of perfume. Probably one of the most bought Christmas presents in the world, I should think. So you've got the beautiful perfume bottle, and you've got the cake as well. You've got sentiments, don't forget. But of course this system is incredibly unique and clever, and it involves 4 stages using 3, sometimes 4, but normally 3 layered stencils to get your colour down and the shading right. Then, of course, you've got the stamp to give you your outline. Then you've got the die to cut around that outline. And I have to say, without any of those horrible white edges as well. I don't like a die that leaves a bleeding edge around the Yeah, round the. No, I'm glad to see that it's nice and sharp around the image. And then once you've done that, you've got a deep embossing folder to emboss the image to make it look like an absolute star, something that you would see on a high-end card in one of those places that people that don't craft go into to buy cards. Yes, indeed, a fortune. So you can get hold of both of them as your weekender. The cake is still available on its own, but only just, ladies and gentlemen. So and the perfume bottle isn't. I want to talk to you about the Midnight Black Hybrid ink pad. Yes, a handful of these are left. We had a lot of ink pads this morning that absolutely flew, including the white. The black we just had more of, and there is just a handful left.
And these were for a quick pick and all.
Oh.
Got a lot to answer for, Parker.
I didn't do that one. Why so good then? Why is
basically a hybrid ink, isn't it? So we only need one ink pad for all of our craft.
Right.
So I can stamp with this and watercolour, no bleed, no fuzz, no haze, and I can use my alcohol markers and not get an awful ugly dark black shadow around my crisp detailed. So no more do we have to put W and A, watercolour and alcohol.
Yeah.
It does it all.
Now they're a great price because you're going to get another 40-50p off if you're a club member, so $4.49. I wouldn't just buy this on its own. If you've got something in your basket right now, chuck this in because you won't pay any postage on it. Why pay $3.95 postage on something that's costing you just over $3.95? So, but do grab them. In fact, maybe you want to get the mats, because they're over £15 for the pair of mats, and that would allow you to take advantage of our Flextravaganza event.
Yeah. And
and you could split your payments on the mats. 2 of them you get, and the inks that you put in there as well. There they are. Tony will just tell us why these mats are another absolute brilliant design.
So these are basically...
Oh, the ink pads have gone.
All right, moving over.
I said that would happen, didn't I?
Move it over.
What about the glass mats that had come back into... Have they gone yet? Okay, they are. There's a handful. You've got to be quick with those.
So here is your show grip mat, small footprint, which is brilliant for me. I haven't got a lot of space. So basically, it folds out. So if you have it like this, you can have it as a cup holder. You can have it for your water if you want to. It has got a bit of grip on there. It's not meant for this intentionally, but it does hold a glass of water. So then you just open it out. It has the rivets in there, which I think is totally awesome. So if I want to hold my poker tool or I want to pop my brush inside, it's not going to roll off my table. It holds all of my sort of accessories. It holds my blending brushes too. But the beauty of it is on my glass mat, when I'm trying to blend my ink, it doesn't go everywhere. So let me just grab a little ink pad.
Because that's a silicone mat, you could stand your hot glue gun on it.
You can put your hot glue gun on it. You can put your embossing tool on it if you want to.
Did you say you didn't have any space?
I haven't got much space.
Is the east wing still under renovation then?
You're kidding me. You is kidding, honestly. I probably have the smallest house here. So I have a little ink pad here. So what normally happens when you pop it on here is you're chasing it around the glass mat and it makes that awful noise and it's just a nightmare. You have to grip it with both hands. When I want to hold my stencils, I want to hold my stamp in place. Pop it on here, then when you put your thing in, it don't move. You can blend with ease, and it works with your big and your small ink pads too. Then when you're done, you can fold it up. You can hook it up if you want to. There is a hole to hook if you want to. You get 2 in the set, which is brilliant. So keep one for yourself and one for, like I have the pink one. I have the pink one at studio at home. I have the grey one here for TV. So it's just a nice bit of kit that is useful, you know, and inexpensive as well. So that's that. Ink pad's gone. Yeah. Shall I just do a quick demo?
Yep, we've got 8.5 minutes, maybe a demo on either the cake or the perfume bottle.
I'll put this together because this is one that I wanted to do earlier. So this one is the happy hour deal tomorrow. And I'm telling you now, so heads up. So basically, it's a die cut that gives you this paper cut edge, okay? So it's available on the web now, but it's on tomorrow's a happy hour deal. So tune in tomorrow for my shows. Look at Martin, he's like, I'm selling that out. Ah!
Can't believe it.
So
what a brilliant die.
Yeah, so, and it's got a perforation, so if you want to
that's not, now you've shown it, that's not going to be there tomorrow.
Okay.
Is it 1 o'clock the one?
Yeah,
that Nigel's show, he'll be fuming.
Pressed flowers.
Right, yes, okay.
Tomorrow.
It's at full price right now. Got you.
Well, it's absolutely worth it at full price.
Well, yeah, true.
It doesn't just come with this. It comes with twigs and berries and flowers and butterflies. It's amazing.
It comes under the pressed flowers die set. You're free to buy it now at the club price if you want.
Yeah.
But yes, because it's going to be a happy hour
fabulous,
tomorrow.
and it's A5. I mean,
like
look at the
that.
size of it. It's cool.
I like
so
that.
it just gives a little bit of dimension to my card. I could get my scissors. I could get my Dawn.
Tomorrow's happy hour, just to be clear, not now. Tomorrow's. Okay,
Price
it
will drop tomorrow. Yeah. So I could get my Dawn Bibby scissors around the edge, give it a bit of grunge, add some tea dye coloured ink pads, make it look vintage. It's so cool. But then I thought, do you know what? I'd like to do a puddle of ink on it, but do you know what? I just haven't got time. Maybe I'm a crafter at home. I haven't got time, and I don't want the mess. So I've used my lovely funky fossil watercolour papers.
Okay.
And it's these. They're on the website, 6x6. So I don't have to worry about doing the nice backgrounds. I just tear a sheet out of here. This is my backup paper.
Look at those.
I know, it's a bit fancy, isn't it?
They're impressive, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're always in my bag as a backup, which is very brilliant for now. So I've cut a pink to match my lovely flower. So this is to show you that most of the cards I've made have been like white on white, maybe a little bit of texture in there. But this one is using my pattern papers, and it's to show you that, you know, you dig out your pattern papers that you bought from myself, from other fabulous brands. Get them used, really do get them used. Let's just get these scissors here. And then I had a bit of an off cut, so I've sort of like lined that up there. I'm going to take it to there. I'm just going to snip it off here just to give me a little bit of texture. Don't forget though, ladies and gents, that stamp in these sets, in this set, there is a stamp. That stamp could have been stamped onto this pattern paper, and then I'd have a watercolour perfume bottle. Done. Just the stamp. The imagination that you're going to be given when you start to put this together, it's honestly, it's totally awesome. Can't stop playing with them, me. I bet they're sick of seeing them in studio back where I live. So I'm just going to pop this on down the side a little bit here. So that's just to add a little bit more detail, a little bit of interest. So think about your offcuts, and then I have that fabulous perfume bottle that we've already done in one of the shows with the gold eyes ink paste inside, which is also available if you don't have that. And then I'm just going to pop a pad behind here. And then we'll raise this one nicely.
We're just looking for the details for the watercolour rainbow.
Yeah, it's a watercolour
I would
one.
suggest you
It's
scroll
6
down
by
every
6.
product in the website and find the one that's selling the quickest right now, and then you've probably got it, haven't you?
We can't keep up, can we? Yeah, just cut at Funky Fossil brand shop. She's got lots of papers in
Yeah,
there.
Funky
all
Fossil.
amazing.
Yeah.
She sort of like, she cuts the corners. If I can't have the time to do those backgrounds.
Funky Fossil, I've done that show. What's
Sarah.
her Sarah, that's it, yes.
She's a lovely person.
Yes, Sarah.
She's such a good
Yes.
brand.
Yes, she is. Yes.
Amazing. So here we are. Look, I'm just going to pop this flower off to the side a little bit here, and then I have that lovely smell good, feel good.
Smell good, feel good.
Yeah, because if you smell good, you feel good.
Yes.
In other words, if you're clean,
yes.
you feel all right, don't you?
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to maybe, let's pop it up here, look. And that's it, just as quick as that. Obviously, I had that pre-done, but there we have a nice, pretty, simple. I know my cards are pretty clean and simple, but you, as a crafter, know your style. You could create and make as much as you want in relation to clean and simple right through to mixed media.
Is there any glass mats left? They've gone now, have they? Ah, they're in people's baskets, okay. Well, we can't talk about the glass mat then. I was going to say we'd have one last chat about the glass mat, but we can't do that, I'm afraid. Don't look at me like that. What we're going to do is remind you of what you can still buy, everybody, and then we'll give you one last reminder of your weekender. Okay. What is that, by the way? I saw that.
So Jill gave me this because I said, oh, could I have one for my mini albums? But look how cool they are. You can put a family photo in or
that
resin.
Jill over there,
Yeah,
just
she's on
made that.
next. I was like, can I have that, Jill? She's like, yeah. I thought if you are a memory album maker and put family photos in tassels on end of books like me, so if you are watching, my friends, then you need to get these.
Okay,
They're
that
in all
show's
different
coming up
colours.
next.
They're so good. You could actually put it on a chain.
You could.
It's better than chain I've got round my neck.
Don't ask me to do that with a medallion. That still brings back nightmares from my bloopers reel. If you've never seen it, you can go and find it on YouTube. Martin Parker's bloopers. It's a very, very, very long time ago, but it still makes my skin crawl. Yes. I'll tell you about it after the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. Have you seen it, Jill? Yeah.
But She's got silver. I'm not.
Only the once.
I'm not forcing it on you, but she's got silver, gold, and black, and they're just awesome. And you can just really put.
That's coming up in the next hour with the Yanis, I believe.
My son's face is going in there.
And then I've got a brand new one-day special launch for you in an hour's time as well, which is going to blow your mind. And Julia Rout's here as well at 7
with
o'clock.
The best set ever.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we always say that. You come in, they lay Julia's products out just in the packets because they know that when she gets here, she's going to turn it into what just is the most remarkable looking set.
It's awesome.
Yeah. What's sold out again, sorry? Well, yes, there is a problem now. I've mentioned Julia Rout. That means most of it will be sold out before we get to the show. But there we go. There we go. That's coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. Right, mojitos.
Oh.
There we go, the mojito. Now, the mojito is obviously from the last range, and there's 2 more coming on Tuesday.
Yeah, so on Tuesday we have a fashion collection, which is a cool handbag, sunglasses, and then we have a high heel and lipstick.
Right.
So they're all...
No clear latte.
Not yet.
Okay. Right, so that is the mojito. Here's the weekender. 834680 is the item number for the Stamps by Me Celebrate Quattro D collection. 22 pieces, remember, stencils, stamps, dies and embossing folders in this collection. You can still get the cake on its own. You can get them as the pair, and if you are getting them as the pair, 2/3 of the stock has gone, with 2 shows to go tomorrow. And neither of those shows, you'll be pleased to know, Toni, are with me.
And breathe. I just wanted to show you these fabulous samples because you can paint them. You don't have to use the stencils. You can grunge them up if you want to. You can simply just do the wow foils if you want to, or do what I did earlier in the show where it's got that lovely embossing in the background and then that big, big open floral there. And then this is one we just did in studio, on TV. There you go. You can see the cake in the background, and I swapped the flower from the perfume onto the cake. Totally awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah, thank you for making a very long working weekend for me. Really enjoyable with our 3 shows. We've still got loads more coming your way, everybody. Toni will be back tomorrow at 1 and 5. Don't forget, Jill's coming up next with all those wonderful things we were just talking about. And I'll see you in an hour's time with a new one-day special. But you can still order this
of course.
Right now.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Just no mats. Okie doke. Now then, in an hour's time, we'll be launching, and there's a lot of buzz about this.